Hi, welcome to today's video. My name's Isabella, and today I went thrift shopping, or to the op shops as we call it in Australia, and I got a bunch of books, like more than I was planning, so I thought I would do a haul. I also got a few records that I'll show at the end, but yeah, I'm really excited with what I got, so let's begin. So the first book I got is The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak. This book was talked about all the time a few years ago, and I never read it, and so now I have a copy that I can read. To be completely honest, I don't know that much about this book, but a lot of people recommend it. I was actually talking to a friend just the other day, and she recommended it to me, so now I have a copy. Next up, I actually have 3 books, and they are the last 3 books of the Percy Jackson series. I don't own the first 2, but I do now have the last 3, so I can just get the first 2. I'll keep an eye out for them when I'm at the op shops. I actually kind of really love these covers. They're quite shiny, and these books are in really good condition. You can tell they were all donated by the same person because they've all got the same price tag on them from when they were originally purchased back in 2010. So yeah, I'm excited to have these. I have read the series before, but I don't own copies, but now I do. This next one is maybe a little bit weird, but it is The Origin of Species by Charles Darwin. I remember hearing about this in like 10th grade biology. Obviously most of us know what The Origin of Species is. We've heard of it, natural selection and the like. I am a little bit of a nerd and like to know things, so this is kind of a fun thing to have. Will I ever read the entire thing? Probably not, but I like owning it. It's definitely like falling apart though, like the cover is coming off, but it's fine. It's fine. And like, how cool does that cover look? Let's see if it'll focus. It's such a cool cover. I think this book is cool, and for $2, it piqued my interest. It is what it is. Next, we have... I love a specific edition of kind of classics, and it's these ones. These orange penguin classics. And so whenever I'm at op shops, I keep an eye out for them, and if they're a story that I've heard of, that I think I'm interested in, I'll pick it up. And today, I found a very beaten up copy of Sherlock Holmes. I've never read Sherlock Holmes, I've never watched an adaptation. That's a lie. I think I've watched one of the movie adaptations. Maybe like with Robert Downey Jr. or something. But that was a long time ago and I don't really remember much. Obviously, I know like the basic gist of the Sherlock Holmes story, but now I have the book. This book looks like someone has been chewing on it. It is quite damaged, but I frankly don't mind. I used to be very protective of my books and would get upset if they had the slightest crease. I remember one time when I was like 13, I lent a book to a friend and she gave it back to me with a crease on the cover, and I made her feel so guilty that she paid me for the damage that she did to the book. I'm obviously not like that anymore. I think since I started buying books secondhand, I just don't care as much, and I think it gives them quite a bit of personality to be broken in. Next up, we have an absolutely gorgeous edition of a book that I've been wanting to read for a while, but is very daunting to me. And that is Great Expectations. You can't see that, that's so washed out. Great Expectations by Charles Dickens. This is just like a little itty bitty tiny book. It's hardcover. I love a nice little hardcover. It even has a little bookmark attached. Oh, it's so cute. The cover is kind of an off-white and a nice like dusty purple color. Absolutely beautiful. It's like, oh, the perfect little classic. I'm in love with this edition of the book. And last but not least, okay, I got this book kind of as a joke, kind of as a gag gift for my dad. It's the director's notebook for Twilight. For context, my copies of Twilight are actually my dad's. I don't own Twilight, my dad does, they're on my bookshelf. In like 2010, 2011, I convinced my family to watch Twilight. It was on TV, we sat down and watched it. I liked it as a little, like, 9-year-old. My dad loved it. So we watched all the movies, and my dad got the books, and this was before Breaking Dawn had come out, so he was like really intrigued. What's gonna happen? How's the story gonna end? And we talk about Twilight like all the time. It's both of our like comfort movies. He watches it to fall asleep all the time. I watch it every time I'm sick as something to like nap to. It's great. This is actually really interesting. It's really something. I do think it's quite interesting to see like the kind of sketches and like storyboards. The storyboards are like very detailed. It seriously looks a bit like a comic manga situation. But yeah, I really did buy the director's notebook. This is just a thing I own now. Oh well, it can sit with my Twilight books and my dad's Twilight books and just exist in my life. That's all the books that I bought. But I did buy 3 records. All of them are kind of like half gifts from my mum, half things that I really enjoy. I personally don't buy records that often, especially new records. I have a friend who buys new records like all the time. I don't know how much he has spent on records. I feel sorry for his bank account, but he really enjoys it, and like, I don't blame him. There's something about listening to records. It feels nice. I personally buy most of my records secondhand, which means they're not new, they're not current music, but I love the vibe that listening to records gives. So I'm happy to buy classic, I'm happy to buy kind of classical music and like older stuff. So the first record that I bought is non-stop rock and roll. I listened to it earlier today. It's, I think, like a cover band. It seems to be just like one group of people performing the songs to maybe a live audience. It's fun. I know like a lot of the songs. It's a bunch of stuff my mum plays all the time, so it's really fun. And like, it's the perfect thing to like clean to and like dance around to, so I'm happy with it. Also, it's like a really pretty colour. It's just standard black, obviously, but yeah. The next 2 I got so excited about. Let me grab them. These next 2 I saw and was instantly like, I need to buy those for my mum and also me, because my mother has influenced my music taste a little too much. It's Charley Pride. Now, whenever I talk about Charley Pride to my friends, they have no idea what I'm talking about. I grew up listening to Charley Pride because my mum grew up listening to Charley Pride and she plays it all the time. Charley Pride just slaps, okay? Like, ooh. So I got 2 albums. They're just like collections, you know, a decade and the best of. Yeah, I'm so excited about these. I can't wait till I see my mum and give them to her because she'll just laugh at me, to be honest. But yeah, they have so many hits. Like, as a kid, my favourite song was The Snakes Crawl at Night. If you've heard that song, little questionable for a tiny child to love that song. For context, it's about, like, a man's wife cheating on him and then him, like, hiding in the bushes or something, waiting for the other guy to come and, like, murdering them. I don't know, but it was fun. And I just remember, like, always, like, being in my mum's car and we'd, like, add a little beat. I have good memories with Charley Pride, and I'm really happy to have these albums. Those are all the things that I bought today at the op shops. I hope you enjoyed this video. I just wanted to share because these are things that bring me joy. So yeah, thank you for watching. Let me know what you think I should read first out of that pile. That made a loud noise. Let me know what you think I should read first out of the books that I bought. What do you think of the music? Have you listened to Charley Pride? Are you a fan? I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, you can give it a thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe. Please do subscribe. And I will see you next time. Bye.